Today, the networks that power our smartphones and internet-connected devices are mostly based on what's known as 4G technology. But higher performance 5th generation wireless called 5G is coming, and it promises to take us places we've never been before. So 5G is considered key to the Internet of Things, which is the name given to the notion of tying just about any and everything into the internet. Billions of sensors will be built into appliances, security systems, health monitors, door locks, and wearables, from smartwatches to dog collars. Analyst firm Gartner predicts the number of networked devices will skyrocket from about 5 billion in 2015 to 25 billion by the end of 2020. Plus, 5G networks will actually be about 66 times faster than 4G. That speed opens up intriguing new capabilities. Self-driving cars can make time-critical decisions. Video chats will make you feel like you're in the same room as the person you're talking to. And cities can monitor traffic congestion, pollution levels, and parking demand, and then feed that information to your smart car in real time. But now let me give you 3 reasons why you personally should be excited about 5G. The first reason is new realities. 5G is going to push augmented reality and virtual reality into the mainstream. Augmented reality overlays information like walking directions, product prices, or acquaintance names over our view of the real world by, for example, projecting data onto a car windshield. Virtual reality creates an entirely artificial view, but both need to pull in new data almost instantly. Reason number 2, instant gratification. Download speed should increase from today's 4G peak of about 150 megabits per second to at least 10 gigabits per second. That's fast enough to download Guardians of the Galaxy in 4 seconds rather than 6 minutes. Finally, the third reason why 5G is going to be a huge deal is lightning fast response. In addition to cramming more bits into every second, 5G is going to shorten the lag time before the first bits show up. Waiting a few seconds for a streaming video to start over 4G is no big deal, but that's unacceptably slow for things like self-driving cars, where every millisecond counts. 4G ideally needs about 15 to 25 milliseconds for one car to tell another behind it that it's begun emergency braking, but that delay is actually going to drop to only 1 millisecond with 5G, and that could actually save thousands of lives. But now that I've hopefully gotten you all excited about 5G, you're probably wondering when this new network system will be launching.
I'm shopping for a solution, because when we start buying smart clothes that don't just light up but connect to the net, or self-driving cars that talk to each other to avoid accidents, or connect our dustbins so that they can tell us when they need to be emptied, we're going to need a better mobile network.
We have previously been talking around 50 billion connected devices, and we think that that may even be a bit conservative nowadays. So at least 10 times the number of connections that we have today.
And 4G can't cope with that?
No. 4G was not designed to cope with that.
In 5 years, Ericsson Research reckons our thirst for mobile data will multiply tenfold. An increase in things like sensors connected to the net will need a network that won't just help firefight, it could help deliver a very different world. This is not a shopping trolley. It's the world's first 5G mobile device, with indicators. And yes, that is about a 4 gigabit per second connection. You could stream 100 Ultra HD movies with that, and let's face it, this beast is practically big enough to show them all.
The first 3G and 4G mobile prototype devices were even bigger than this, so the race is on to try to fit one of these inside your pocket.
But it's not just about blistering speeds. One of more than 20 global companies working together on 5G has a very special deadline. Japan wants to play host not just to the 2020 Olympic Games, but also the world's first commercial next-gen network. Let's face it, at the moment it's tricky to get more than a tweet out of a packed stadium. There are just too many people all using the same mast. But the decentralized nature of 5G could in effect see each user be allocated with their own mast, or more precisely, antenna. These smaller base stations have up to 256 antennae closely packed together. Using smaller millimeter wavelengths makes this tight packing possible, and they're operating at super high frequencies. 10 times higher than our handsets today, resulting in those blistering data speeds. Advanced antenna tech will form data beams that will track and focus on devices only when needed, and will use more of these smaller base stations, rather than a single mast, to dodge any objects that could block the higher frequencies, like buildings.
This is the world's first chamber set up to test the new high-frequency, high-speed data technology. What's happening here is they're getting a 3D profile of exactly what the data beams that this antenna is capable of sending out look like.
They want to find out just how many data beams could be sent to a single device. Having 8 or even 16 beams means greater reliability for systems we may want to depend on in 5 years' time, like remote air traffic control towers servicing multiple airports, or remote surgery. Of course, security and safety of this system will need to be tied down, as will its sustainability. But that's why these researchers are busy, trying to find the perfect solution for a mobile network that will work in 5 years' time. And one thing's for sure, this won't be the future.
Mobile communications have become part of our lives, and their development has changed our lives dramatically. A new mobile network is to be unveiled, which will once again change our lives. It is 5G. Do you remember the brick phone? This is the first generation phone, the start of personal mobile communications. The second generation allows users to transmit data like text messages, as voice signals are converted into digital signals. The third generation is a world of smartphones that have multimedia communication functions. Through the fourth generation, the LTE service delivers data 8 times faster compared to the third generation. Finally, we are expecting the fifth generation of mobile communications, which will be capable of sending gigabytes of data per second, 200 times faster than the existing 4G connections. It is to be commercialized in 2020, but how fast is 5G? Currently, the maximum speed of LTE Advanced is 225 megabits per second, which takes 28.4 seconds to download a movie. When downloading the same movie at 50 gigabits per second, the maximum speed of 5G, it takes less than a second. We are looking forward to this rapid mobile communications technology, because it will make our imagination a reality. Soon we will use smartphones to work anywhere, anytime. And we'll soon be able to make 3D video calls and hologram phone calls. And the Internet of Things will soon become a reality. It allows things in our lives such as smart healthcare, smart home, smart car, etc. The scenes frequently shown in SF movies will become a part of our lives. The mobile communications technologies, which were mostly focused on phone calls and SMS messages, are changing to make our lives more convenient and smarter as the mobile speed gets faster and faster. We are expecting a tremendous change one more time. The key that makes the impossible possible is the gigabits per second anywhere, the fifth generation mobile communications.
This is the next century, where the universal's free. You can find it anywhere. Yes, the future's been sold. And really, really, really could